Sarian, he was a universal artist that worked in different genres. He was a wonderful portraitist. He created wonderful still lifes, landscapes, book illustrations, sketches for theater, sketches for costumes for theater, and also monumental panels. During the most severe years of genocide, of disasters, Sarian painted flowers, fruits, and he was even criticized by Armenians. How can you paint flowers in 1915, 1916, when your people is in such a terrible condition? And Sarian thought that he will never depict all these scenes of massacres, death, killing people, because his people needs hope. So Sarian gave to his country and his people these bright images of their motherland. Before Sarian, it was always a land of sorrow, of dramas and tragedy, and it was depicted in gray-brown colors. Sarian was born in the south of Russian Empire in a family of a farmer, agriculture. So from the early childhood, he passed his days in nature on the banks of Don River. In 1896, at the age of 16 years old, Sarian left Nakhichevan and went to Moscow. And 1 year after, he entered into the College of Painting, Sculpture and Architecture. This was a very important period in his life. His teachers in that college were very famous Russian painters, famous portraitist Valentin Serov, the famous Russian impressionist Konstantin Korovin.
School is necessary, and I'm very glad that I finished it. But at the same time, school gave me something that I had to get rid of when launching my creative career. I began to travel, to take a good look at life. In the picturesque nooks of the south of our ancient country, I found again the magic world of my childhood. All that I painted from 1904 onwards was a combination of the real and the imaginary.
When Sarian exhibited his paintings, people was not ready to accept the art like this, because the bright colors were unusual. They were pure, they were very luminous, and the shapes were very simple, and the painting was in two-dimension. It was the same what was going on in Paris during the exhibition of Matisse and his friends. He had already created a very interesting painting that is named The Charms of the Sun, and we can say that it was Fauvism. The real success comes to Sarian in 1910, when he returned from Turkey, from Constantinople, and exhibited his works, and two paintings were acquired by the famous Tretyakov Gallery in Moscow. Sarian was only 30 years old, and it was really a great success for him. Sarian had already carried out a unique style. Nobody before him saw the East like that, how Sarian depicted the life of people of the East, the rhythm of life of Eastern countries, the light the sun, the shadow, the hot midday.
Color is everything, a real miracle. Color must express our own understanding of the essence of life. It is through color that I grasp more strongly what I see, so that the light resonates more strongly in my work.
Sarian was an artist of Armenian Renaissance in the 1920s. At that years, in Armenia, everything was beginning from zero, creation of museums, creation of societies of artists, preservation of historical monuments.
My intention is to picture the visible survival of our small country after its tragic epic soaked in blood and purified in faith. This piece of land on the slopes of Mount Aragat I look upon as the source of our hope. I wish to show the world that this mountainous little country exists and keeps in its bosom just a handful but hard-working people, whose heroic history is symbolized in the centuries-old spiritual treasures.
After his very successful exhibition in Venice, he got a proposal to go to Paris and work there for a year and a half. And at the beginning of 1928, he exhibited his works in a Gérard gallery, which was situated not far from the Champs-Élysées. And many Russian artists who lived in emigration in Paris, they visited that exhibition. But the Armenian destiny is very severe. And when Sarian was returning to Soviet Union, he sent his paintings by sea on a ship. The ship entered into the port of Istanbul to get some merchandise. And a fire occurred, and 37 paintings by Sarian, they were burnt. Sarian, in different periods of his creative life, remained partly remained as a symbolist. Even in one very famous painting created in 1941 during the Great Patriotic War, when his son Lazar was a soldier and participated at the war. And there was a period when his letters didn't reach parents more than 5 months. They didn't knew anything about the destiny of their son. Sarian created the portrait of his beloved wife, Lucy. In reality, she had a fruit in her hand, and the photo of her son near her, and we understand that he is a soldier. All her thinkings is about him. Is he alive? What is going on with her son? So in the mirror, we see in her hands not what is in real life, not a fruit, but a letter. And we see her face that is happy. It is also symbolism, something that is not real, but you have it in the mirror. After the war, a new wave of criticism against Sarian. He was named a formalist, and it was a very risky period in his life. How he managed to navigate through this socialist realism propaganda, because he was working on subjects like landscapes, still lifes, portraits, illustration of Armenian folk tales, something for theater. He managed to create landscapes with Armenian churches, with the crosses on their domes. Soviet Union was an atheistic country where many churches were blown up destroyed. But Sarian created landscapes with Armenian churches. Even he managed to get a Lenin Award for a series of landscapes, My Homeland. And it was a victory for him, because it was a very severe struggle for an artist. The influence of Sarian's art is enormous in Armenia, in diaspora, I think also in Russia. For us, for Armenians, it's important because the roots of Sarian art go deeply into the Armenian identity, our historical remembrance. And Sarian always said that an artist must grasp the soul of his people, and the roots of that soul are in its ancient art.